Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and today I'm excited to bring Civ 7 to the channel, as we'll start our very first campaign playing as Confucius, and we're going to pair him up with the Han civilization in the Antiquity Age, and then go on to represent China all the way with the Ming in the Exploration Age and Qing in the Modern Age. For those who are new to the channel, I'm a longtime Civ player since Civ 2. I played when I was quite young with my father, who used to beat me up quite a bit in Civ 4, and he still plays Civ 4 till this day, never moved on to any of the newer titles. I stopped playing Civ 6 when I started this YouTube channel to focus on Total War, and I always said when Civ 7 comes out, I'm going to bring it back to the channel, and here we are. So many of my normal audience are not going to be used to Civilization, so most of this will serve as sort of a tutorial run. But tutorials actually turn off. I will be the guide, and sometime I might be wrong, I might get confused, but we'll learn together, so bear with me. I have played around with the faction a little bit. As you can see, we have half of the level 1 experience bar unlocked already, which gives us new mementos. These are additional boosts we can attach to our leaders to make them stronger. They're unlocked as you finish runs with certain leaders, and they basically make you stronger in future runs. It's optional, you don't have to go with it. For example, if we do level up to level 2, as you can see that experience bar is halfway, we get Brush and Scroll, which gives us more growth rate. And that just reinforces the specialty that we have with Ke-Ju, which is Confucius' special ability that gives 25% growth rate in all cities and +2 science from specialists. Ke-Ju refers to imperial examination system that was developed in the Sui dynasty around the 6th, 7th century, and it went on for 1,300 years until 1905, I believe, when the Qing dynasty finally abolished the exam because it was making China fall behind when the rest of the world is moving on to science and technology advancement, and we're still testing officials on Confucian value. Now, the test itself is not purely a Confucian classic. There's also segments of the test that deals with actual governing. You do have to write debates and essays about foreign policy, economic policy, and reforms. So it's not entirely morality based, but it does make up a huge portion of Ke-Ju exams because Chinese emperors ran the state on Confucian value and wanted their officials to reflect sort of the moral high ground preached by Confucius. So it was definitely associated to him. And we're going to continue here and start in the Antiquity Age, which is the first age of the 3. This is a huge departure from the traditional Civilization franchise. And we'll start with the first one, experience all 3. You have the option to jumpstart into a future age at the start if you wish to, but I think for the full experience, we're going to start with Antiquity. And then we get to pick our Antiquity Civ. So Han China, as you can see the association, is the historical choice here. You can pair your leaders with any of the Civ to your liking and write your own story. But for someone who's been playing Civ since Civ 2, I kind of want to go with the historical choice, or the geographical choice here. And for Han China in the Antiquity Age, our bonus is called 9 Provinces, a reference to the first 9 province drawn up by Da Yu, a Xia dynasty leader, who drew the first borders of China with the original 9 province. By the Han dynasty, this has grown to 13 provinces, but symbolically, 9 provinces or Jiuzhou is a term that's often associated with China itself. And with this bonus, our capitals and towns will gain additional population with their first growth event. The growth event basically means when you gain your first population. For towns, that's literally when you pop them down and you start with 2 population. It's a pretty strong bonus because they did away with workers. So instead of growing your boundaries with culture, you're basically building tile improvements with population. Each new population needs to be assigned to a tile, and once you assign a tile to that population, they build a quarter. It could be a rural quarter or urban one. Urban ones are more like district. There's a lot of new mechanic and new terms. We'll have to get used to them. But when you do put them down onto your territory, they create the culture bomb or the expansion of your territory outward from that location. So you actually can push your boundary quite quickly as Han China, and that's actually a pretty useful mechanic when you settle towns to grab those resources and compete with your neighbors. Aside from that, we have Associated Wonder, which is the VII Palace, and you get 30% production towards that. This is going to be the same for every unique civilization in that age. Everyone has sort of a historical wonder associated with them, like the pyramids for Egypt, and everyone has 30%. So when we get into game, knowing who else is in the game with you is going to dictate which wonders you have to rush, because there's some that you're just not going to win the competition against the AI. They're going to get a lot of bonuses anyways, depending on the difficulty. And if they get 30% on top of that, you're just very rarely going to beat them. So kind of be mindful, and we have the advantage for VII Palace, which boosts influence, quite useful. We'll think about getting it depending on the situation. Our unique unit is the Chu-Ko-Nu, the repeating crossbowman. As a range unit, it has zone of control and a higher defense strength. We also get +5 combat strength if we're attacking an adjacent unit. So it has the option to attack range, one tile away, but if we attack close range, we're good defensively. We also can trap units with zone of control, and we do more damage. So they're definitely a close range unit. This reflects sort of the fact that you lose a lot of punching power with repeating crossbows reload mechanic, and they really can't do much at long range, but instead of nerfing them at long range, they're just telling you they're stronger in close quarters. Shidafu is our unique sort of civilian unit. They're a great person with one charge. They can only be trained in cities with at least 10 population, and there are 10 unique ones, each with their own ability. You can't control which one you get. It's random every time. And after you use them, the next one you produce will have an increased cost. It doesn't cost that much actually, and by the time you get 10 population, these should come out pretty quickly. They are very useful, but you just don't have control over which one you get. So not all the bonuses are super strong for your certain situation. It's going to be a little bit randomized, but still adds a little bit of fun to it. Each one's named after a historical character. Most of them are from the Han Dynasty or earlier in terms of the Warring State philosophers. But there's one in Wang Yangming who's from the Ming Dynasty. I have no idea why he's there, but they do have him. For unique tile improvement, we have the Great Wall. Now, this can be built on top of your existing rural improvements. So if you have like a population set out, as we mentioned earlier, and they're improving a tile, building a farm, for example, you can put the Great Wall over the farm and not get rid of the warehouse bonus or the granary bonus. So warehouses are like buildings, they're added onto the map as urban districts, and they apply bonuses to your rural district. For example, if you have granary, all your farms produce more food. And if you apply the Great Wall, it doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't override your rural district. And that way you basically get like a fortified tile with extra combat strength, along with the other bonuses you're getting with your warehouse bonus on the tile. It has to be built in a line. It does have adjacency bonus with itself of getting +2 culture and +1 happiness for each segment of adjacent Great Wall. So since it's only going to be in a line, can't branch or fork, each tile have maximum of 2 adjacencies. And you can get like +4 culture, +2 happiness on them. It's not bad. Happiness triggers Golden Age, which adds policy slots, and more culture gets you civic faster, which gives you more choices for your policies. So definitely a very useful combination. If we pick the Han, we're guaranteed to unlock Ming and Mongolia in exploration because those are Chinese dynasties. In the case of Mongolia, the Yuan dynasty would represent Mongolia. And then once we get to the modern age, we're guaranteed to unlock Qing. We saw earlier that Confucius also gives us Ming and Qing because historical associations. We can still unlock other civs in these ages if we meet certain conditions, which we'll see as we play. But we're going to follow the Ming-Qing route for this playthrough, and that's guaranteed for us. Now for game setup, I think we'll up the difficulty to Viceroy. Probably not going to go up to Sovereign just yet. And Immortal Deity, they changed the name a little bit, but I think like this is King, obviously, and then I'm not sure which one's sort of the neutral prince level. Like maybe that's Governor, and then we're going to go to Viceroy. We're not going to change anything else. For size, small is 6 players. I believe 4 will be available in Antiquity because they start on your home continent. And once we get to exploration, the map expand out to a secondary distant land continent. That's when these 2 will be arriving on the map, they're still developing. They can still steal wonders from you. You just can't really interact with them until you have access to ships that can cross the ocean. So I think 6 is fine, and we'll play it on the small map size. It only goes up to standard at this point. They don't have many choices on launch. Everything else I think will keep as is. The only thing we really changed is Viceroy difficulty. For those who want to play along, this is the seed, and we'll launch our game. Now the game is a little rough around the edges at this point with the UI and some of the tooltip just being insufficient in my opinion, but overall I think the mechanic is pretty fun, still has the Civ feel, and definitely will grow with it. It needs
Harmony
patches.
reveals itself through the shaping of energy, the cultivation of order. Now, the Han shall be its ministers.
So we're playing as Confucius. He's locked in no matter which Civ we pick, and he comes with his own bonus. So we talked about a little historical background for him. I actually did an overview of the combination of Confucius and Han in the Antiquity Age. If you're interested, you can definitely check that video out. Go over all the historical background for Confucius, go over the historical background for all the Shidafu, all 10 of them. So if you're into that type of historical background, that video will be for you. For us, we're going to jump into game here and take a look. So we're going to look at yields. And resource-wise, it's actually a pretty good start. We have cotton, we have marble, wine. So 3 tiles is the range of the city boundary. Gold is very good. Gypsum's not bad either for extra production. Do we settle in place? Right? It's next to fresh water. We're literally on top of a water tile. Take a look at all the options we have. Mu is our continent. There's going to be a few of them, as you can see. Only 2 on our side and 2 on the new continent once it does expand out. All right. If we... let's keep the yield on, please. If we settle now, we get our 2 pop. Do we just go down for cotton just to get the extra food and production right away? I think that is the logical choice. I'm thinking, do we move 1 perhaps? But we lose the wine. Yeah, I think we stay put and just settle right here. Our first unit is called the Founder, and that's the only time we get a city right away. Every time after, we will only get a town to start. Now, on turn 1, everything's reduced to 1. Choice between Scout and Warrior. It's almost guaranteed Scout is way better, so really shouldn't be a choice. Now, the original city comes with 1 population. It does not give us the growth event right away. Towns actually start out with the extra 1. Now, this 1 population is currently working our palace tile, which is our capital here. We get 5 food, 5 production, 5 happiness. This is by default. This amount does not change no matter what tile you settle on. So the choice of deciding like which tile you want to move to settle like a little hill or area might be slightly better for you. That is gone. You basically just settle wherever the freshwater happiness or the resources make sense. And afterwards, the tiles you see here are not currently being worked, but when you do have a population growth and you are sending them out to work somewhere, they will pick up the yield as you see them. So it's improvement to 1 food, right? Unless you're changing it with certain building bonuses and whatnot. So these are what we can get in the future. And that's pretty much it. We have a 1 turn to our first tech, and then we get civics in 10 turns. This sort of the default setup as we are going to learn the game. All right, our scout is ready. 2 movements in this game. Rough terrain exists, rivers and some rough grassland. When you step into a rough terrain, it doesn't cost you extra movement. It just ends whatever amount of movement you have left. So we have 2 of 2. So if you step into another river, even though we're currently on a river, that just ends your movement. And we have a very cool ability called Search, which makes... Oh, we found a ruin here. That's nice. It gives us +1 range for 1 turn, so we give up all our remaining movement to search. And this is our current vision. It expanded by 1 tile, but more importantly, it will search double the distance. So what we can see 2, we can see 4. It would actually be 3 to 6. If there's any goody huts, right? They're the new goody huts that are in this area, it will be shown to us. So if we click this, you can see that's so far away, and they're letting us know that these are points of interest that we can go for with our scout so that we can get bonuses. And it's gonna be a little difficult for us to get here with that rough and river terrain right there, but we'll get there. We could also try to go for something like this. Maybe this is not worth it because it's 2 movements from here and we did the search. The tech tree. So we got sailing pottery and animal husbandry. Each will give us, you know, different bonuses for different improvements. All the improvements will happen without a worker. Basically, if you put a population on a flat land, it will be a farm. Put it on a forest, it will be a woodcutter. Automatically get those upgrades, but to get additional bonuses on those upgrades for them to be meaning something, right? Right now we see like the yield's super low, right? If we just put a farm here, we're only getting 2 food. But if we get it with some tech bonus that improves those improvements, then they become sort of what it was like when we had a worker to improve them. We're probably doing cotton first, just because the food and production makes more sense than getting something like gold. So we're probably working our way down here. And this is going to be a plantation. That's going to be a plantation. Quarry. Mine. I think we want to start with pottery. Unit-wise, I don't think we really need units. We're not really doing fishing boats, so yeah, I think pottery makes more sense. And then the brickyard with the mine and quarry bonus, that's when we're placing an actual building to give us those bonuses. The plus marks are just passives. All right, 7 turns for that. And we can ignore that. That will prompt us when I finish. Now, what's going on over here is the age progression, and you can see the turn. By default, each age has 200 turns, and when it hits 200, it'll be 100%. But as you progress through these 4 separate, I guess they're called legacy path, a victory condition during the last age, but here we're just getting legacy points for doing them. At certain benchmarks, you get age progression points. Think of this as just 5 turns off of the 200. Another 5 turns off the 200. Another 10 turns off the 200. So assuming all 4 of these gets finished, which rarely happens, you can shave off 80 turns. And the fastest you can zip through the antiquity age is going to be 120 turns. And it's not just you. Every single faction in the game is racing on all 4 fronts. And the first one to reach the milestone triggers the age progression marker. The second faction does not trigger this, but still enjoy the bonuses you get on top. So the 80 turn is sort of the maximum, and the golden age here means you get to pick a golden age bonus in terms of social policy choices for the next age. Everything here are things you're working towards the next age. Right? These are legacy bonuses. So if you did really, really well for culture in antiquity by building your 7 wonders, you get these attribute points and legacy points to spend once you get into exploration age. And we'll look at some of these. Right now, we don't really have to gear ourselves towards anyone in particular. We're just trying to set up properly right now first. So not a lot going on. Determining what we want to build next. I want to build another scout. A lot of goody huts. We don't have enough scouts to get those done here. Narrative events from them are quite good. And I want this scout to go to this. I think it's going to be more efficient because this is 2 steps for him, the rough terrain. I might as well get the other scout to do it. And I doubt anyone can compete with us for this one. Ooh, we have a big patch of desert over here. This is the ice wall, so we're on the southern half, which means there's probably no one here to compete for this one either. That one is the one that we should go for first. We have gotten a population increase, as you can see. We're now at 3. We jump from 1 to 3 because we got our first growth event. And that gives us the 9 province bonus from Han, and we get 2. So what we do with population now when we grow a city is we have to assign them to tiles. And we mentioned this a bit earlier. We want the cotton. So we're gonna first put a population here, tell them to build a district, and it's gonna be a rural district because it doesn't contain any buildings. Buildings and wonders, those become what's called quarters or urban districts. The woodcutter is automatically built. And you can see the culture bomb with the expansion of your territory, which means our second builder here, or not builder, our second population can come here and build the plantation automatically and right away. So plantation is down and we get the resource. The yield is not great because we haven't got the corresponding tech to improve that for the plantation, but at least we can get the plantation right away. So it's a different approach to the game. We see that there's pearls down here, but it's out of reach. City can only go 3 tiles. So we might want to build like a second town here to collect those, depending on what else is around. But right now, that resource, the cotton, is popped into our city. We can look at resource allocation. These are the number of slots we have to host resources, and if we have extra, will be put here. There's also empire-wide resources like horses, iron. Those will go up here. They don't have to be assigned to cities. They're given out to the entire faction as sort of these faction-wide effect. But here you can see the +2 food, +2 production. Those are more localized effects, and they have to be assigned. There are many ways to get new slots. In the ancient and exploration era or ages, you need camels. Camels expand slots as a reflection of the Silk Road trade. Once you get to the modern age, camels disappear from the game entirely, and instead you have to build factories to open up more slots. Alright, we're good. Let's continue. That extra production boost and food boost is going to help us get that a little bit quicker. Camels! Okay, we want that camel. As you can see, increase the number of resources that can be assigned to a city by 2. Okay, I like the river here. Desert tiles, we could maybe think about Petra, maybe think about pyramids. Those are still terrain exclusive. And we got our first event from the Goody Hut. Scavengers have unearthed an ancient clockwork device, the heavens themselves cast in miniature. To know our place in the cosmos is to know ourself, and we get a choice of boosting science or getting gold. Ooh, both are interesting choices. So getting gold means we can spend it to rush out buildings and potentially rush out even units. If we get the science, obviously it will create a big burst. We'll probably get this done right away, and that's improved yield on our plantation, for example. I think we'll take the science here. Now, as the Han and Confucius, science is our strength. And in the modern age, we can potentially go for a science victory. So I think gearing towards science is definitely very useful for us. Yeah, this is what we're really after here. And if we go down, you can see we get the extra food. Now, where are we going next with this? Clay pit are wetlands that has improvement. I think we come down to animal husbandry for the woodcutter and the camps. Mainly the woodcutter. We have 1 woodcutter improvement right now. I don't think we're selling anytime soon, but yeah, this line is a little bit confusing because pottery leads to writing, but this kind of overlaps. And then you need writing and sailing to get currency. I don't know. These lines makes no sense. I don't know who drew these. They're really confusing. One of the many UI complaints. So if we're looking at purchasing buildings, the tier 1 buildings are about 220. It says ageless, means once you place it, it can never be overwritten or taken away from you. It exists in all 3 ages. There are buildings who are not ageless. They're only going to be active during your current age, and once you reach the next age, their effect goes away. You can overwrite that building with the building from the next age in the same slot. But these, once we place them down, we can't get rid of them. Nor do we want to, so we'll just have to be careful when we get those. We got our second settler, and we're gonna go grab this. Now, let's see. I will take one step. Ooh. We met our first barbarian or independent people. So if we double click on them, we can see that this group, the retinue of the Hyksos people, this icon here means they're sort of a military independent power. And right now you can treat them as barbarian camp. The red denotes that they're hostile. That means that faction is just hostile, period. They're hostile to everyone unless you try to befriend them. And this will spawn units to come attack you just like a barbarian camp would. But as you can see, if we can give them a little bit of influence, 170, we have right now 10 going for 50 every turn. And if we have 170, we pay them off. Over time, we can befriend them, and they can use that influence to develop themselves into a city-state. And then we can, over time, become their suzerain, and they'll give us unique bonuses depending on what type of independent people they are. They're the military ones. We're not going to do this. I'm probably going to farm them for experience later on, but it's just a bit of a headache that we have this camp so close to us right away. And the river and the cliff makes me feel like this is going to be a hard place to take down. We're going to do a little bit of a search, since they also can't attack us thanks to the river. And we see there's a luxurious encampment that will head over soon. I think this unit will also just stay inside the guard. They'll spawn new units though. That's what we're worried about. We got another population. So are we gonna head towards gold? The marble is good for wonders, but I don't think it's going to be very helpful right now. We get a culture here, we get a gold here. I mean, gold resource, but gold as in money. A farm, woodcutter again. The culture will push the civic a little bit faster, or we can get gypsum just for extra production. And then this is a wetland, so we get a clay pit here. This is the choice, I think. We get this, and then we get the gypsum for more production as well. So clay pit with a little bit of food, and I believe once we complete this, or not quite that. So what we had the plus, okay, so we already have the bonus, that's why we have this little hammer. We might need units, just because we discovered them so early. Let's get a warrior. Flooding. An extra yield on the flat plane here. The Yellow River flooding. Some things are quite historical. Alright, we'll head over here. We probably could have scanned right here as well, but we just scanned right there, so I figured we probably don't need to right now. A crowd has become captivated by a troop of players. They deserve an audience that can fully appreciate their talent. If we had 50 gold, we can pay for them to come to Chang'an, and we probably get culture. That's the symbol I'm guessing here. Or we move on and we pick up some production, which I'm very happy to pick up. It's like one turn here for our warrior. We'll come over here and pick up this. So far, nothing crazy going on. Okay, so this river placement with these resources, trying to pick out a place to potentially put a town. They're both rough, so we might as well ooh, please be from the same village. Same village. This is their scout. You can see the name of the village, or else we have like 2 hostile camps near us. That would be much more of a headache. Players using long sticks to whip a wicker ball across a grassy field. As wealthy patrons look on, a goal is scored. Bets are collected. Visitors are taught how to play. So we can watch, gain happiness and gold, or get culture to burst through the chiefdom. I'm actually going to grab the happiness and gold. So happiness builds up towards our next celebration. So we can see the per turn gain. I feel like this information should be here. We should be able to look at it here. Like, I don't really know how many total happiness we have. Like, when we have a bunch of towns and stuff, the more useful information is like which town has low happiness. The breakdown's more useful. And getting your next golden age or celebration is more useful. Celebration is technically not golden age, but it's similar. You get an extra policy slot when you do get a celebration, which is very, very useful. Now, we're probably going to end up searching. This is a pretty good area. Ivory, gypsum, and then another marble. Yeah, we're going to get the marble pretty soon too. Or gypsum first and then marble. This will help with wonders. We have found our second continent, which doesn't really mean much. I think it's time to do a search. Okay, we're headed over there. And then we're going to do a search here as well. Ooh, we got jade down here. Salt. Calling, which gives a lot of food. Horses. Okay, I'm feeling a town somewhere over here. Maybe even here, not coastal, but next to a river would work too. We pick up the jade within range. Unless there's enough room down here for another town, which might be the case. This scout might not go too far out. Like, we don't see any goody huts on this side. It would have scanned all of this, which means we probably just want to get intel. Alright, let's see what we have. We got our warrior. Granary. Brickyard. I think the brickyard we definitely want. Granary for food production. Right now we have plantation 1, right? And like, if we're going for this resource, we're gonna get another woodcutter. And then another mine or quarry. Quarry for marble, I guess. So by all means, I feel like brickyard's gonna be stronger. Now, when we place this on the map, it takes up the tile and becomes an urban tile. The palace is also urban tile. Urban tile must be next to the existing urban tile, expands out. That's why even though we have improvements here, they're rural tiles. You can't extend out and build it here, for example. And if we overwrite an existing rural tile, the population will actually go back and we can reassign it. So it doesn't interfere. We don't actually lose anything. But once you do place this down, it's not going to go away since this is ageless. So you got to think about maybe adjacency bonuses down the line, stuff like that, or like where you want to expand towards a resource. Because if you finish building this, it also does a culture bomb. So that also kind of matters. My only concern right now is that's a pretty good tile. This is a flat desert tile that doesn't do much for us unless we go like Petra and stuff. So I don't think this is going to be useful for us. I think we actually want to build it here. All right. 7 turns will take us a while. And our warrior, I can send him down to do the exploring. Yeah, that's actually better. And then he'd be close enough to defend for us in case we get some attackers coming our way. I think that will do great. Let's continue. And we know there's no goody hut, at least over here. The elder of this remote village has died. The body is wrapped in a vibrant hand-woven texture in its colors and patterns, the story of its creator. So we can learn the technique and get 45 culture. What if we get this, right? And then we get close to 220 gold, we get our granary and save many, many turns there. Another jade down here. So this is pretty resource rich. I'm thinking the cellar should go here. We can't build a cellar until we get 5 population, which is coming soon. And that's probably what we will build once we get 5. I just have to pick a good place to send that cellar in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's one plan. I think this is too far, especially with this being aggressive. Okay, so we can play move here, do another search, and then step on that in the turn after. Oh, interesting terrain. We'll step on the river and cross. Well, this is very narrow. I thought there would be more land. But it could be a coastal city, maybe even like on here. That way we get the sheep as well, the wool. And then all of these. And then a coastal exit. That could be a city location, like an actual second city. Starts at town, but eventually a good city location. Well, this is weird too. We'll check that out. All right, we got a narrative event. These are either related to the leader you have, in this case Confucius, or the civilization you have, or it can be generic. So on a warm autumn morning, citizens gather to hear Confucius speak. He encourages them to treat one another with respect, to always express care and empathy for their fellow humans, or 人, benevolence. And here we have a choice. We have the choice of training 2 settlers and getting the bonus of 50 culture, building 2 libraries and getting 50 science, or getting a free warrior right now in Chang'an. I'm gonna do the settler quest because that's what we want to do anyways once our population hits 5, which I think is the trigger for that event, right? Makes sense for us to be offered that once we hit the population required to start building settlers. So they have moved, and they have not moved. So I figure we do a search here. We got silk, which boosts culture. Gold, and then we have another wreckage over here that we can go for. There's nothing over here. Yeah, so we're probably going to be guided over, step over here, and then go down over here, and then we search along the way as well. We got our 5th population. We're going to get the gypsum for the production. Now, as you can see, the production boost is only 2 in the capital, but if we were to get this in another city, then it's plus 4. So it's not as good for us to start with this in the capital, but in the future, if we move this to another city, it can be better. We finish our first civic chiefdom, unlocks 2 social policies, these quills, and we can choose to activate them in our social policy slots, which will happen right after this. Now we're going to choose civics that we can research using our culture. This is sort of culture becomes your civics, your science becomes your technology, very similar ideas. Now on the civic tree can be more social policies, wonders that you can unlock, other things like if we get discipline, we get a free army commander. We also unlock the army commander, and the plus sign is the free army commander that we can get with this. Mysticism unlocks the idea of pantheons, and we can pick a founding pantheon. There's no religion in antiquity, but we get a religion in exploration age. But right now the best, or the thing that's similar to it, is the pantheon, which requires the altar, which is a happiness building that activates whatever pantheon you pick and the bonus associated with it. And there's also these new masteries where I don't know if they got lazy or they just want to extend some of the bonuses from like the civic above. This also happens on tech trees as well. So basically this is a mastery of mysticism that you can research in addition to it that gives additional bonuses. We also have Han civics. So there are civilization unique civics and there are age unique civics. The age unique civic unlocks social policies that will go away once you're moved on to the next age. Your civilization unique civics and whatever policies they have, those will stick with you in every age as legacy. So it's an incentive to go for your civilization unique ones. And you can also get your associated wonder unlock potentially faster on your unique civics if you go for it. So the Wei'an Palace is on Junzi, but it's also going to be right here for everyone else, right? It's a wonder for every civilization in the game, but you can get it faster, you can build it faster. I think I don't think we're gonna do altar and there's is there a certain terrain type? Like it's very similar to past civilizations. Like it could be a god of the sea where you get bonuses to fishing boats, or like god of the desert, some idea like that. I don't think we have anything in particular that's like screaming terrain bonus for us, so I don't know if we should go for that. Getting an army commander is quite powerful. They're the unit that levels up, and we can use our warrior and potentially some Chu-Ko-Nus we recruit and go fight that faction. Like the reason why we don't go for Zhi is because I don't think it helps us. I have 3 settlement limit and I'm going for 2 settlers right away, so I'm not gonna hit the limit. I don't need the +1. We don't have any science building yet. The first one we can build is a library, but we don't have writing as a tech. And I don't think we're building the Great Wall anytime soon either. So yeah, I'm gonna get discipline. And we get to pick our government after we get chiefdom. So how this works is you pick one of 3, and the only thing different about them is that when you hit a celebration, when your happiness reaches a certain level, you get 10 turns of Golden Age. And in those Golden Age, you can pick one of the 2 bonuses you have selected with your government. So if we are a classical republic, we can pick to enjoy 20% extra culture for those 10 turns, or 15% production towards constructing wonders for those 10 turns. And that applies to every single government. Aside from that, having the same government as another AI-controlled faction, they will like you more in diplomacy. So that's the only 2 things you have to really consider here. And looking at these bonuses, honestly, we can go with any one of them. Both of these are useful. The science would be useful for us. I'm pretty defensive when I play Civilization. I like to build things. I enjoy the building aspect of the game, so I'm not going to pump out a lot of units and go for war, so that's probably not super useful for us. Buildings, even though it's 30%, I don't like this one. I think the Wonder one is very useful for obvious reasons. Buildings, I like to buy them. So I don't really like to build them if we don't have to. Food is always nice, but we have a lot of growth rate already. We might become a classical republic, just to have that wonder flexibility when we need to, and when we don't need the wonder, we just default to culture, and then we get our civics faster. Doesn't hurt. Let's do it. And whenever we finish with a new civic unlock that gives us social policies, or whenever we trigger a celebration that gives us a new slot, a social policy slot, we can come back here and change our existing social policies. Any other time, you cannot touch this. So this decision is final until one of those things happen again. And we get to pick between the 2 that we have. And right now... Ooh. Do we want to push for faster civics? Or faster production? I'm going to do faster production in science for now. And then near the end of your age, you can see your current age progression. You get crisis. And then it intensifies. This is when you have to apply crisis policies into your slots, and they're negative policies. And then you finish your age. I think there is a strategy where you get to here with your legacy points like very, very close to these progressions, and you quickly hit your mark. Like there are, for example, our Shidafu, our unique great people, they can produce codex. A bunch of them can. If we save them until we need them to produce the codex, which triggers 10 codex is the bar over here. And then like we burst them out in rapid succession and just shorten the crisis turns. Maybe we can survive through crisis a little bit better. The only thing is crisis is applied to both you and the AI players. So if you can handle them better by planning better, maybe it's better to have them suffer through it. So there's a bunch of strategies you can think about. Oh, let's lock this in. And that's it, I think.
The caged bird watches butterflies.
Right, the woodcutter's gonna help. I don't think we have any pastors here. We actually didn't build any woodcutter. Oh, it's right here. Slight bonus for us. Sailing can wait. I don't think we're doing sailing right now. Yeah. Writing for science, irrigation, get hanging gardens off of this, which is nice. I mean, extra food for all the farms and then 10% growth rate in all the cities. The attribute points are basically level up points that we apply to our leaders. We'll take a look at that when we do get one. Masonry. Reduction on mines and quarries, which will be helpful. Monuments are nice too. But you can see monuments are not ageless. It's an antiquity, culture, and diplomacy building. I'm gonna get masonry because I think the mine quarry is gonna be what's gonna help us. We're pretty focused on production. Another pretty good resource rich, but it's too far away from us. I don't think we're gonna settle here. Oh, we met our first neighbor. Amina playing as a custom, right? So the leader and the culture is gonna be separate. Severe droughts have left these farmlands dormant, but the farmers, relentless, have devised a plan to irrigate and replenish land and spirits both. We can help them and get more food, or we can pick up more happiness. Ooh, that's interesting, because let's see how many turns we have. What? 13 turns. So, but we're 91. We take the happiness. Because having an extra policy slot and the 20% civic bonus, or not civic bonus, but like culture bonus for civics is going to help us a lot more. You can kind of see the 20% boost and, you know, the AI is enjoying for this difficulty level on the science, the culture, and the happiness. I think they probably have 12 points here and getting 20% on something else. Let's approach them in diplomacy. And first time we meet, we can choose to spend influence to either make it hostile or friendly. And we can also skip out on spending and just nothing happens. Influence is going to be very useful as you play the game. And I think for us, we're going to try to be friendly with our first neighbor here, our closest neighbor. And here's where we can use influence to do a bunch of things. Treaties, obvious interactions here. Endeavors are collaborations. These are all positive effects for different things that we can get, like research gets us science. But the thing is, the side that offers, so if we offer research collaboration, we spend 60. Their response can be, they also spend 60, and we both get a boosted amount, in this case 6 science per turn. If they don't want to spend 60, or if they don't have 60, this also applies to us, sometimes we might not have 60, we can go the neutral response, which is say, yeah, sure, the side who paid the 60 gets 4, the side that doesn't pay anything gets 2. Which you might think it's fair, but yeah, but you're missing out on, you know, good amount of science. Or you can pay to reject, and nobody gets anything, and the side that paid to offer ends up just refunding that value, basically. So endeavors also help build, you know, relationship with them. They become friendly to you, and maybe they don't attack you. You can see what government they pick. So we're not the same government type, and thus we don't have a bonus. I think it's worth 10 points for relationship. We've had the same. And we can look at what her bonuses are just so that we're aware what we're dealing with. She's the warrior queen, +1 resource capacity. She can hold 1 more resource in her cities, and then +1 gold per age for each resource assigned to city. So she really likes trade. She would love a lot of resources. She gets a lot of money for that. She fights well on plains and deserts. Agenda, sort of the diplomatic value, what she wants to do. She likes civilizations that don't have settlements in deserts or plains, so don't take her specialty. And if we do, she dislikes them. So if you want to be on her good side, you want to avoid that. I don't know if we care that much about it. But you can definitely study her specialties if you want. These will stick with her even if she moved past this age and pick a different civilization to go with her. I don't think I want to commit to this right now, just because I want to keep some amount for the other neighbors we'll meet. If we meet all 3, that's our home continent, we're going to need 60 points, and basically 40 more puts us at 50. And then we also want to hold some so that when they offer endeavors to us, we can say yes and get the benefit as well. All right, so we see their capital. I think there's a good amount of space between us. It's not too bad. But now I think we just go here and grab this quickly. And we don't have to scout too much farther ahead, in my opinion. I think this is definitely a city location for us. Once we can get a settler, we're going to go for it. Okay, decent chunk of extra land that has a resource, but not much. Different. This is a different village. Hostile as well. It's not a good sign. We'll grab this and scan and search afterwards. Ah, we met another neighbor. Ah, this is bugged. They switch heads. Machiavelli should be Greece right here, but they switch head. Let's see if they fix that. Oh, they do fix that.
Niccolò Machiavelli, per servirvi. In qual modo potrete voi servire me? Intendete, in qual modo potrei essere io al servizio vostro?
I don't like how we don't really give a response. Only when you offer a meet, the other side says something. He's actually our closest neighbor. This is going to cause a problem when we settle here. He's not going to like that. You can see we're ahead on population thanks to the fact that we have the 9 provinces burst. They are all doing better on happiness. Although he's arguably with a 20% bonus, like you can sort of guess exactly what their value is. And the 20% is just the buffer they get because of difficulty. Oh, he's doing really good on influence. That must be a Greece thing, actually. Or it's his thing, but yeah, he's getting extra influence. Like leaders at war with anyone but him. The spider. It is also a Greece thing. I just saw it right there. That's why he has the +6. Interesting combination. So if we settle this close to his capital, Athena, he's definitely going to dislike us and maybe even go to war. See, his government, I was about to check Classical Republic, makes sense for Greece, and then we get the +10 here. But that goodwill is probably gone, unless we go for Camel, but they'd be so close to this, which means we need that army commander, 12 turns. Get him done over here. Oh. A little extra bonus of fish. If we build... We can build a town here if we want to get these 3. If we build a town here, we miss out on the fish, but we can get salt and we can get pearl. Pearl is probably worth more than fish because it actually provides happiness. But they're all very stretched out, which means this needs to grow quite big to get those bonuses. And we probably just need a lot of sailing boats or fishing boats to get that. This is a bummer. I'm not sure if this is definitely a good town, but I'm just not sure if we want to build this first. There's no one competing with us for this piece of land. Our quarter's about to finish. Another river over here. Settler, we need to start claiming land. This is another hostile village. Are there no friends on this map? I think we want to get to here, but this is coastal, so we have to loop around. That's a exit a sea. We can maybe consider building a city here. We get wool, we get 2 cotton, we get the camel. And we might get other things too. We'll take a look. We got our celebration social policy slot unlocked, and right now we're not building wonders, so we'll take the culture boost, and we can also add this now as well. All right, come back to us. Yeah, if this is not rough terrain, I spoke too soon. We would get this in 1 turn. In this case, if it's going to be 2 turns, we can't do a search. We have to just step on it. Nothing else we can do. Huh, is this a cliff? This should be river. Why can't we see it? We got offered a endeavor from another faction, and this is what happens. So we can pay a little to refuse, and no one gets any bonus. We can pay 0. She gets her desired bonus of +2 combat strength, and we get +2 gold. Or we both get +3 combat strength, but we have to pay to support it, and then we're basically doing an endeavor together. This also means we're doing endeavor together. Now in this case, I actually kind of want to just do accept, because I don't actually need the +2 or the +3. I don't want to give her the +3 either, but she's getting +2 anyways. I want the gold. So let's do that. And we get +2 gold. It was 6. And if we look over here, you can see we have a shared endeavor, but it's their action. They're getting that. If it's shared together, I think we actually get some sort of relationship boost. So she's pretty aggressive. And he just want to play the political game here and make other factions fight each other. Oh, wait. This is not rough? It said rough. I was confused for a moment. Well, we're going to get hit, but that's fine. Some archers have managed to survive a conflict that bore no victor. They no longer have a flag, but this is the only life they know. So we give up 50 gold to get an archer, or we get science. We're going to get science. I'm saving up to get a building for free. I don't want to spend that 50 there. Yeah, they'll definitely attack us, but I think we can outrun them if we use this river wisely. I need you back. I need you to escort this guy, because I think we're going here and we're getting a little too close to that for comfort. Give us some intel over here what's going on. Oh, we got offered another endeavor. We have the 60 points or else we wouldn't have... Ooh. Silk. Another bonus to settle here. Her again. Okay, open markets. In this case, yes, we will love to get the +6 for each of us, and we'll pay the 60 to do so. Feels like we're going to be good friends, just because we're sharing so many endeavors together. I don't think they'll actually fight us. I know the relationship haven't gone up yet, but endeavors over time will give us a relationship boost. We got attacked. Yeah, how much did we lost 40. Run. Probably want to run here. Actually don't know where their base is, so we could be running towards death. But if that's the fate we have, that's the fate we'll live. The seller comes out, but ooh. Wait, how do we not see the silver? So gold allows us to be more efficient with buying buildings, which technically we should have tried to gotten before we, set ourselves up to purchase a granary right now. I think we want this. Woodcutter, we have 1. Now, right now you can see half of this tile is the brickyard. Each of these urban tiles can fit 2 buildings. So we can combo it with the granary. If your civilization have unique buildings, often 2, they can be paired up and create a unique quarter together if you build them together for a special bonus. In our case, our sort of unique improvement is the Great Wall. Doesn't have that interaction, so we don't really have to worry about it. I think we just slap this granary down. Right now, farms and pasture and plantation, we have one bonus, one food. The default food on this also has one base yield, but it's not a lot. All right, you can see what we're gonna get here. The adjacency bonus is not something, it's just gonna be here because we have 2 buildings there. It's not a lot. The other thing we can do is like build it here, so we get the expansion towards gold, and the next population we have, we can just boom, get gold. And then it makes this tile pretty good synergy for adjacency because we have resource, and the quarter. I like that idea more, actually. Wait, do I not culture bomb this? In progress? Oh, wait. Purchase. Purchase. There we go. That's what we want. And then probably need another unit. And then we'll go back to settler. Yeah, they didn't chase to catch up to us. Ah, dead end. But we got a cave, so scored there. Ooh, this is an interesting cliff as well. We're going for this. I kind of want a city here. Camel, silver, silk. We have to fight them. That's what we wanted to do anyways. Why is this not a good place? It's on a river. Oh, can we not build here because we're within 3 tiles? We have to wipe that out before we can build there. That is a bummer. We can also build here. Defending this, I feel like, would be a nightmare because we're on the low ground next to a couple cliffs, and then we're also coastal. It would not be a very safe city, to say the least. Yeah, this is a great spot. Should we just take it? And then just go to war with them? I think so. We don't even need to protect this guy if we are going this way. The next settler go here. But we had to wipe this out first. So army commander plus units, go wipe that out, and then we take this spot. But our first city should go here. They will, yeah, they're not gonna like it one bit. Alright, we do a search here. Oh wait, this is, okay, navigable river, inland bay. Oh, I like this spot more and more now. Alright, I don't think we have to go protect this guy. Could be famous last words, but I think he's fine over here. We might want to check out over here, but we're gearing towards this, but we gotta wait for the commander. Don't want to waste experience. Scholars have been debating the origins of images adorning the mouth of a cave. The animal shapes are unfamiliar. The handprints next to them are not. I'm gonna push for science.
He was the first.
I mean, the passive bonus on my inquiry. Let's get writing. Like, our science is not weak at all. And when we get specialists, our science is going to go crazy. That should be our play. Just focus on science. I feel like he's... Oh, can we... what are you doing? You can't attack with scouts. I don't think he can take this away from us. Get the gold. Future building is going to be purchased much more efficiently. Ooh. Maybe we should have approached our city this way. If we want to avoid war, we could definitely switch and go over here. It's already looking pretty solid. But I think I don't mind fighting them, so we're gonna commit for this. But it doesn't mean we don't send a second settler over here. But I think we get another Chu-Ko-Nu here. I think each army commander starts out with like 4 slots for units. So getting 4, like at least 3 units feels good. Oh my god. We're gonna search and just waste our turn here. Just wait for him to leave. Move! Thank you. Especially rich nomad encampment and sizable herd brings color to the landscape. They're hard bargainers, but are willing to make a deal. So we give up 1 turn of gold, which is only 15. We get 40 food. 40 food? Hold on. What is our current rate on the food? 185 for the next one, 15. So we get like 3 turns-ish. 2 turn-ish of food. We give up 15 gold this turn. I can live with that. Let's do it. So this turn we have 0 gold, but we get 40 food. Another gold. Definitely city potential, or not, at least a town. At least a town. Okay, he didn't go for it. He snoozed. It's not our fault. I think we get another settler to think about over here. Get over here. So right now, look at our relationship. It's at 30. Next turn, when we put this down, it's not going to look pretty. We're going to start headed over there with our 2 range units. Ooh, a very big navigable river too. Some more wine and another campfire. Let's see, 1 turn. Yeah, we'll take the 2 turns, make sure we end up over here. Interesting.
Do nothing which is of no use.
So the most important thing here is we got the free army commander. They're kind of like the great generals of before, but it's very different. They have an active range, you can see. If you have units within that range fighting, so for example, we're here, 2 units within his range, and if we fight by shooting at this scout, he gains experience. Only your army commanders can gain experience. Your units no longer gain any experience, and the army commander used that experience to pick up different attribute points in 5 different categories and makes them more efficient. And also, they can pack units up around them, and everyone can move together as one. In this case, I don't really need that. You move a little faster, but then you also have to unpack before you fight. Very annoying. We're just gonna slowly creep up over here and take this out to open up a path for our settler. Not this one, but the next one, right? This one I think is going over here. We got a narrative event, no choice here. A battlefield nourishes the soil with iron. Deep within the layers of earth, life begins anew. I think this triggered it because we killed someone. Remnants of the human cost of war feeds into the endless cycle of loss and revival. Free gold for killing that scout. Ooh, Chu-Ko-Nu kill maybe triggered this. The trained eye, the soldier, exhales slowly and rests the nu, which is the Chinese word for crossbows, against their hip. Target in sight, the soldier cocks the lever, this thing right here, forward and back. That's how you get the repeating mechanic, because you basically push this forward, it draws this string back to this nook, and then you unleash real quick. The bolts are stored here, so they drop down, and it's like one shot, two shot really, really quickly. Releasing a slew of arrows in rapid succession, they look like shooting stars dancing across the sky. So we can get one more for free. I don't need that, actually. Ooh. About 2 turns of production for us right now. This is more than 2. This is about 2 turns of science, but it speeds up science. We're definitely going for that route. We got our civic unlock for discipline, so army command just popped out. I think we get our pantheon next, and then we think about getting our unique ones. Guess we settle. Linju. Let's see how much he hates us for this. 20 points. Now, to counteract that a little bit, we're gonna be like, do you want to research together, buddy? He supports, so he also spends 60. He has plenty of influence. That's his specialty. So we're both getting 6. And he might hate us a little bit less. This is a town. So towns have town focus, which you can specialize once you hit population of 7. Right now, before that, you have the default of growing town, which is 50% growth. Plus, our 25% does not apply because that's only for cities. But you can see the population boom automatically push us to 3. The center is 3 foods, 3 production, and 3 happiness. The 3 production becomes gold for our faction because towns cannot produce things. They can only buy things. But the extra population is because when towns get spawned, they have a growth event automatically pushing them to 2. And then we have 9 provinces, which triggers again and pushes it to 3. So we can grab, let's see, what is the most useful resource for us to grab right now? This is plus 4 food to any other city, plus 2 food to any capital. Production towards training units. Just straight up more gold. I think this might be faction-wide. This might be an empire resource. And this gives us cavalry units plus 1 combat strength, and then also plus 1 additional combat strength when we're fighting infantry with that cavalry. This will get us the clay pit. I think we just expand this way to mess with him. Look at that. That's his capital. I wouldn't be happy if I was him too. Yep, that's how it is. Does he hate us more if we do? Oops. Nah, no regrets. We want that horse. And so we do have this. If we bring it to the capital, it's plus 2 food. Yeah, it's not a city, so he can't use it. It's better than 0. Once we have a second city, this probably will become a city in the future. It has good resources around it. We'll judge that later. The horse and the gold are faction-wide. Another incense. Another 10% science potentially. This flooding is pretty insane. Yellow River, you know, very historically accurate Yellow River. Extra pearl to entice us over here. They don't really need to. We're already sold on this city potential. Now, for us to get the camel... Oh, I guess we don't have to get the camel on this city. We can get the camel on the city over here. Because I'm thinking about selling somewhere over here. We get the gold, we get the incense, we get the wine, we get the pearl. Makes sense. Devastated by the Yellow River. Ah, now he wants to have a festival together. He needs happiness? I don't need happiness, but this pushes us closer to another celebration, which is always good. We have exactly 60. Now, surprise wars are not really a thing. I mean, it can happen, but there's a lot of penalties working against it. So I doubt he will do that. I feel like he's going to denounce us first before we actually get a war. And therefore, I'm not too scared. Ah. Maybe we should start... let's fight them first. I need to move him a little bit over here. Not a big deal. A group of dancers has withdrawn to the wilderness to focus on their craft. They stretch their bodies as they reach for perfection. Those who touch it becomes legends. Culture and happiness. Oh yeah, I think that's the solution here. Our current celebration is about to end. And then we can work... I think this will save the 50 for the next one. I think that's what will happen. So that's what we will do. Maybe we do want to fight them. Another militaristic one. With navigable rivers, we can take advantage of our Chu-Ko-Nus just to shoot him out. And then city right, or town right here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this has a little bit of intersection with our capital, but if we're just doing a town, I think it's fine. Old news. Right, we'll be in position pretty much this turn. Like, we're so close, he can start shooting next turn. He moves up. A lesson. Oh, we got our second settler. We get paid off here. Our mission earlier, our quest is complete. Yeah, he's picking on us when we don't have anything. He gets more gold than us. Good for him. He has the influence to propose those. That's his specialty. We can't do anything about it. Now, purchase-wise, I think we can get the saw pit. There is one woodcutter and then the default amount on it. Are we going to use this to expand out a little bit on the map as well? I don't really care for the wonder. I know currently we don't have the settlement limit for the increase. Yeah, this will be too long. Not a huge fan of the wall. Like, at least not right now. Maybe we get a monument. There's a building maintenance. We're trading happiness for culture and influence. And then there's adjacencies for mountain, for natural wonders, and for regular wonders. Let me get the salt pit down. I want to buy this. So do I get another unit for war? It's only 2 turns. Is 2 turns going to change anything? Okay, we're going to get another unit first. I don't really want to meet my third neighbor when we don't have influence, but can't do anything about that right now.
The spoken word conquers all thought. but the written word commands it.
We're mainly doing this for library. We might want to spend the money on them. That actually makes sense. We probably want a brickyard here. This will be clay pit, mine quarries, another mine quarry here. So we probably want to put it here. Yeah, I think that's the play. And then we pick up the salt. All right, writing secure. We can get codex. This should be something we get after we get a library down. We get siege weapons on the wheel. If we really want to go attack Greece and wipe them out early, this would be our plan. We'll get the settlement limit on this and then build a settler and start settling again. Okay, not much here, but it's fine. I mean, this is also okay. We just start expanding out this way. We eventually get that. Or we leave this as a potential resource for a city over here. But the city has to be, if we want the dies, play over here. Still get the gold. Yeah, maybe this is not bad. And this river is really going to help us. You're going to relocate to here and then move over here to stop anyone from trying to cross. And you're just going to hold. I don't think you leveled up yet. Nope. Dig some trenches.
There is another world, but
All
it
right.
is in this one.
We're going to change policies because we have a lot of settlements now. So getting just a little bit doesn't make sense anymore. Food in all settlement also sounds pretty nice. I think we want this for the settlement limit because I want to keep expanding even after we get the next one. Pantheon. Anything got picked away already? Okay. Fertility rights got picked away. Earth Goddess got picked away. City of Patron. I bet Greece picked this. I just have a feeling they're just going all in on influence. Okay, most of these, as you can see, requires altar. This already been picked away as well. Constructing Wonders. That's a very popular one, of course. Clay pit mines and quarries with altar warehouse bonus. Just more production on those. Adjacencies, happiness for coast. Just +1. Quarters are all the buildings we place down. These are quarters. Or just each altar gives us one of everything, which I don't think is bad. I think this is actually not bad. I mean, with the way the maps are designed, there are a lot of ocean tiles. but we don't see a lot of ocean resources. Like that, there's not that many. More food. I might just go with more food. Let's go with Goddess of Harvest. We have to build an altar to get that bonus, so it's not like something that we have right away. But we can also purchase the altar. I think that's probably the game plan. 300 to buy. And then we go cellular again. This, although it's kind of wasted because we don't get to use our army commander to get experience on this. I want to kill this guy. I think we built here. I think our original plan's better. Less friendly. That's the last of their concerns. Less friendly. Let's pick up a promotion here. So, focus on defense. Focus on attack. Focus on things like upkeep and production and whatnot. Movement. This is my favorite one to get at the beginning. If we pack up units, so basically they all exist on one tile with him, he gets +1 movement. He starts at 3, right? All the units typically are 2. So if they packed up, everyone moves a 3. But now we move a 4. And we also ignore terrain movement restrictions, which means we can move through mountains. So very, very good in my opinion. Yeah, I think we're going this way. Alright, the warrior, I don't want to cross yet until we have to like capture this point. Right now we're just gonna shoot him and harass him until he dies. And farm experience this way. And then we're gonna do the same thing to him. Like the river placement, great for us because we got range. Ah, this is also choice of 2, right? Because we have the extra bonus from Nai province. I think we lock in this science. The problem is, I actually think we don't have enough slots for this. Unless it's not, It's time to find out if that's Empire or not. It's not. Okay, so in that case, we take out salt, and then we move the incense over. Yeah. This scout, how do we actually use him? I guess we can scout over here after we take that. That's the only little patch that's still dark. Just hold for this turn. We could have shot him already, but it's fine. Okay, he might attack us. Does it pay to be complicit? Word breaks out, an elite officer who has violated policies will not be disciplined. Amid investigations and disagreements, the officer's supervisor is found to have accepted a bribe. Ooh, so the officer's work is worth more than his crime, we get some gold. Or we say this is a betrayal of Confucian teaching, we get some influence. I'm gonna be a little corrupt here. Nothing like a Confucian-run government with a lot of corruption. We're gonna try to get our altar built quickly here. A story to tell. Satisfied at last, the writer sets down their quill. They have spent countless hours writing down words only to scratch them out and rewrite them. All will be worth it if just one reader finds joy in this text. Oh, we get a codex. Codex. Definitely codex. So right now we don't have a library, but we can store it in the palace. So if we look at great works, we got ourselves a codex with +2 science. We got to build libraries so we can you know, store them. Or perhaps maybe more efficient to purchase a library. Also an option here. Let's get the seller going first. I think that's the first iron resource we saw so far. There's nothing earlier. Yeah, you're still skipping turn. He didn't attack us, he backed up. He's dead, he's dead, he's dead. Wait, yeah, no, he's still alive. Start crossing. You can see we built the fortification, but we're gonna leave this now, we don't need it. Temporary. I don't know actually when that disappears. Ooh, China got a population, huh? Resource-wise... because there's a road here, we can actually cross. It looks quite ugly on the river, to be honest, but I'm glad we can just cross. Where do we want this worker? The only other resource is this, which helps wonder production, which we definitely want. So I guess we can build a farm here. Happiness is good, but we can always get more happiness. So, but we want population. Okay, we'll put a farm here. We'll grab the marble next. I know there's an enemy unit there. We can sit in the river and heal. I mean, it's on friendly land. We should heal like 5 extra, I think. Do you like us a little bit now? Yeah, the endeavors, it's coming up. I would prefer not to fight. I, you know, much rather build and develop. We're ahead on science. We're behind on culture. We're doing great on happiness. Money? They have nothing against us on money. Ooh, they built a slinger to respawn to us. So if we had, we're definitely gonna land on this side first. We're not gonna get experience for him, and that's fine, I think. So he is healing. Okay, we also got a population in danger. I think we just take the jade. The problem is the resource. We need the camel. We'll still take it though. Can you not take it yourself? I guess not. That's good for us. The question is, what do we say no to? .5 or 2 production. I think that's no-brainer. 2 production for now. Where did that guy go? He slipped away. Ah, there he is. We'll join them for the attack over here later. 3 turns for this, 2 turns for this. So he'll be ready to settle once we get that ready. But we don't have this land taken out yet. I guess we can go together, take it out, and then settle over there. Ooh. Okay. So I'm looking for the 4th faction. It could be behind over here. It could also be over here. Not sure exactly where. The Slinger is hitting back. Makes sense. You can just defend for now against that. We'll have both of them shoot at this next turn, then we'll start advancing into them, wipe this out. We're farming so much experience here. Now let's see. Land unit with command radius of +2 flanking bonus when attacking. Opponents have -2 flanking bonus when attacking. I think we don't want those. At least not right now. I actually think we want assault. This way I don't feel bad about packing them and unpacking them before we fight, because they can immediately fight after unpacking, or else, you know, you waste that turn and get hit. And then we can boost the strength of our range units. Ooh, we're gonna get hit. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. We do have defensive bonuses, but not great. Are the AI factions just not expanding? He built something finally. In the areas that we wanted. At least we got this going. Okay, he's gonna need help soon. Finish him. Then we're pulling towards this to capture and disperse it. Can I disperse with the... I don't think this is a combat unit, so I don't think we can disperse with him. No, we can't. So I'll move him away, make him disperse next turn. Move the commander over here. Because he's going to be entering combat here. He might... he's a little weak. Well, I think we'll survive that. Where do we want? We'll probably just get the gold. Alright, since it's faction-wide. Or empire-wide. So everything's cheaper to buy. Let's buy something. Yep, discounted. Perfect timing. I think we want the library first. It's also... The adjacencies on the resources, so I think this is nice, and then future maybe a wonder here. We got the cellar. I want a camel. I can settle here. Go, 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 go. This war should be over by the time we get there. Blood ties unravel. On their coming of age day, typically 20 traditionally for Confucian coming of age, a young citizen stands conflicted at the threshold of home. Wringing hands, cowed by duty, family is sacred, a unified household divine. But what if somewhere out there in the world, a new life waits just for them? Oh, the conflict of leaving home? Hold on. I think we can check to see... We're about 80 away. Let's push it faster. Okay, at this point, we just bought the library. I think we want the altar. We actually will probably build it here. I think we'll build it on the river. It's a tile that we'll get back eventually because it's not ageless. The woodcutter we'll get back and we can place it forward because it's not giving us a lot of yield right now. It's a terrible tile. So might as well reclaim it for this. And we get that population back right away to push it farther for something better. That's our palace. We can still culture bomb this tile. Let's do that. Oh, they didn't attack us, but there's now a range unit. I'm backing up. I'm not fighting this myself. But this is getting threatened. Back up to here. You guys need to hurry up.
The essence of all beings is the earth. The earth water. The water.
Wait, hostile from Saka? Is that a village? Because it's not any of the factions. Get over here, and you block for him. And then we disperse the independent, get rid of it. Production boost and experience boost, nice. And they can still shoot and get experience on this. And we can cross over next turn. Keep going. We might need units. I'm coming here. Oh, we are at population 10. We can get Shidafu now. Only one turn. Give me another range, and then we're actually at 11. Progress marches on, driven by discovery. The people's thirst to know the workings of the world cannot be quenched. We got an attribute point because just the narrative event, because we didn't reach any of the legacy marks. We're doing great. Okay, so we got irrigation. We've been delaying sailing for a long time, but I think for okay reasons right now. But I think we can pick it up because I don't really think we need bronze work or the wheel right away. And we need it for currency. So this is the attribute points. It's a skill tree for our leader. And right now we picked up a science one, which means we unlock the first one. We get 1 extra science per age on the palace and city hall. City halls are the capitals of towns. So basically, it scales on how many. And then per age means for the next age, we'll have 2. For the modern age, we'll have 3. Should I land him? I feel like we should. Ouch, run. Oh, so they were called Saka. I thought they were called Khotan. Maybe the village name was Saka? Yeah, it was hostile, but now they're just gone. Oh, were they hostile because she was trying to... Okay, she didn't like them either. There's some that they were trying to befriend, and obviously if we disperse them, they will hate us for it. This is bouncing back nicely. So you can see she met the other faction, but he has not. So I'm fairly certain this fourth one is over here. Category 4 hurricane. Whew. Well, it's not near any of us. Okay, so I don't see that warrior, which means I want to get first shot here. And then we got help on the way. And then we'll get our first Shidafu. Settlers, scouts can't attack, so I don't have to worry about that. I know we don't get experience for this, but I need to do some damage. Our scout can back off now that they have a scout here to block. I don't know who moves first, though. If he moves away, then we might be screwed, but we'll see what happens. We're in another celebration. Now it's actually time to question, maybe we are going to do wonders. Maybe we do Hanging Gardens. For at least like the 8 turns after we get our Shidafu. We can build it here. Adjacency for the library. Alright, I think we try it. Get this back. And maybe the question is, maybe our Shidafu can wait then. Maybe we just start with the Hanging Gardens right now. 13 turns. We build it here. When we have more money, I think we get the salt pit down just to help with production. Oh, we can coordinate on 1 unit. But only infantry and cavalry? Range is separate. Just hang tight. Enemy units up there, so we don't want to go too close. Okay, they're backing up. Okay, now we have 2, but we don't want to move too crazy. We want to just maintain some control and move together slowly. Oh, it's on land. Tiles gaining fertility. Good for them. Alright, so they approach. We can get experience right here. He's healing up. And we're gonna cross. That's a dangerous crossing, though. We're gonna go here, and then we can probably heal here as well. Give us some vision. Okay, you're safe. 3 turns. And we culture bomb towards the camel. Painted Rock. So they're the group that's attacking us. They're culture. Independent power. If we have 170, we could try to build that relationship. You can see who's first in building that influence with him. Augustus is in the game, so we know who the 4th is. We haven't met him yet, but he's over here. He's trying to befriend them. Okay, we don't have to worry about that then. We'll focus on our wonder. They're healing up. There's still a unit over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Found it. We have good defense even in close quarters. I don't really have to worry about that. I don't think he needs to move anymore. We can try to heal him now. Make sure we're clean. Okay, let's see. Wool is the only resource that's still within our range that we can try to go for. We get ourselves a clay right here. And we also reach population 7. So we actually can specialize if we want to. But once we lock one in, that's the only choice we have for the rest of the age. So I'm not sure if we want to commit here. As our population grows farther, the cost to convert this to a city will go down. So that's also something we could consider in the future as well. Well, that text is running on right there. Look at that. That's weird. We don't have a lot of quarters here. We have some of this. It's a mixed bag. I don't think we change anything. Let's just let the population keep rolling. And then we just let it grow. It's slower, but, you know, higher population slowing down makes sense. I think we continue to hang out here and get the experience. Wait till that gets settled, then we push over here. Yep, that's the action. He's alive? We're running. We'll get some intel on this.
The fair breeze
We
blew.
finally got sailing. We do have a library now. We get a free codex from this. I think it's worth it. He's expanding this way. He can't get the dye even if he wants to. I'm not too concerned. Plus, I really just want this. He also can't get the silk if he wants to either, so yeah, there's no competition really. He didn't attack, he fortified. We're just healing here, so that's good. We don't have to mess with any of those. Yeah, we're gonna slowly creep up together. Eliminate some of the threats on the way. And then we'll meet with them. Might as well know what that tile is. Military advisor. Yeah, like there's a threat coming. I see he's trying to warn us about the possibility of getting wiped here. We'll send one back. Actually, might as well send both back. Try to pick up both of these guys. He's healed. Next turn we'll wipe him. Is the warrior almost healed? Almost. So because we settled 3 settlements on coastal tiles, we have the ability to play as Kola in the exploration age. But we're playing as Ming, so that's that. Are you going to complain about this? Yeah. And then another -10 in the future when we touch borders, I'm sure. We might not touch borders, actually. Well, let's do the growth event first. Camel. There we go. Massively important. We get the camel in our capital. And then we get the plus extra slots. Wait, why do we get 3? I thought we get 2 extra. I guess this doesn't count as one when you put this in. But look at the difference. This is so good. And we got 7 in one city. We progressed our milestone for the economic legacy route. +5 on the age progression, and we get 1 legacy point, and we also get 1 attribute point when we reach the next age. We're the first one to reach this. No one's close. We're doing good. Ultimately, they want 20 for the Golden Age trigger. That's going to be incredibly hard, but we'll see if we can maybe pull that off. Got a narrative event for righteousness. So basically, 仁义, right? E is righteousness. The 5 core ethical principles, or 五常, of Confucianism. It's benevolence, which we already talked about with the 仁, and then now it's righteousness, and then 礼, or rituals and etiquette, and then 智, right? Wisdom, and then 信, trustworthiness. I wonder if they have events for all of them. Some advisors argue before Confucius, the empire's expansion has drawn the attention of many people, and advisors wish to exploit their market, but one refuses, stating that an open, honest relationship is the best path forward. So if we start 4 diplomatic endeavors, we end up with 1 expansionist attribute point to use on Confucius upgrade, or we straight up get 50 gold. I think this is worth it. I mean, yeah, we do have to get like basically 240 points to make it work, but that's not going to take too long. I think we'll eventually get there. Yeah, we might look to get one right now. Let me let him heal when he's here. Probably will take 3 turns. There's not a lot we are going to do with our scouts anyways. Like, there's not a lot of mystery left. Okay. You rest. We juiced a lot of experience on him, just fighting this one little barbarian. Now he turns here. We have enough money to buy something. Now the question is, can we help? Like garden, this looks like potential for a huge food boom, right? With +3 base yield, and then we get +1 food for every adjacent coastal terrain. There's a lot of adjacency on this, basically. It's not ageless, so this will go away. This is age. I kind of want a saw pit. But we can build this in all ages. And the question is, like, how many camps do we actually have? Woodcutter camps? We have 0. Because the one we had, we changed it to an altar. Maybe we put it together with the altar? Make it into a quarter together? We still, we don't have marble. We actually really want a population. How close are we? Because it's the wonder difference. 4 turns. Speed it up with a garden purchase. Or we don't buy here, buy in the town to help them grow. That could be a viable strategy too. We'll think about that. I don't think capital is going to help too much. Finish this, and then we leave. We're going to bring him closer. He already moved, so I can't pack him up this turn. He needs 1 more turn of healing anyway. We'll pack it up next turn, and I'll show what happens after we pack them up. Yep, he moved back as we predicted. Kill him. That warrior left, right? Not here anymore. Might make a return. I hope not, but we can advance towards this river together. Yeah, get us some vision. Want to know what's going on over here. And then we're going to see if we can start some things. Let's do some research together. He supports, of course, because he's flooded in influence. She also supports. Okay. The extra food bursts will help our population, and it's still 4 turns. Okay, we've got 2 of those down. I believe only 1 can be active initiated by us at a time, so we're not going to get another set until those are done. So this won't be finished until, I guess, 30 turns from now. But diplomatically, as long as we have influence and maintain a relationship, I think we'll be okay. So we got another settlement limit up. I don't think there's any policies to change. We got the codex. So if we look at our great works, we now have 2 in our... Let's put it in the library together. Actually, that looks pretty cool in the palace. It doesn't really matter. There's no synergy there. Fields of rice. Geographers mold a land out of rice, presenting the three-dimensional map of Han territory to the court. Surveying the terrain, advisors wonder what its future holds. Will these borders grow with new settlements? Of course. Or will power be consolidated in the capital? Oh, but the choices here are 50 gold, which is not much. We're making 39 a turn. So I think I actually want the culture now. It will go towards influence so that we can get those endeavors faster, or Chu-Ko-Nu gets +5 combat strength. Let's get some influence. We'll get Li. What do we want here? Let's get a fishing boat. And get the pearl for happiness. Which, what do we want to kick out? Production towards units. Alternatively, the money we can spend to turn this into a city. They named this Luoyang. Luoyang. Almost want me to... I can change the name back. Want to make it into a city. Alright, we were gunning for currency because it starts to unlock specialist, and that could definitely help us. Bath is also not bad. I don't know if we're going to war with any factions. I'm not sure if this is worth it. We get a codex for the upgrade for the mastery. Same thing here. I think we get the currency first. Our scout's fully healed. Here, why don't you give me max vision? We'll also do a seek here. Ooh, double. I feel like this city is something that we might destroy in the future. We might resettle it a little bit differently. Alright, time to pack it up. Let's do it. Assemble army. Everyone pack together. And everyone follow me. Going to battlefield. Trying to be one annoying scouts, give us some intel. Found them. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh. Why is he not in range? Alright, we're gonna group together in case he comes close. Because we played around with it. Ah, we finally met Augustus. The Great Gradient Sandstorm, natural disaster. That does not sound good. That sounds like desert eroding into other terrain types. Nothing. 0 tile damage, 0 population loss, 0 unit killed, 0 tiles gained fertility. So basically nothing improved, and we didn't have any units or buildings here, so it didn't really impact us too much. Hello, Augustus Caesar. And we're going to call you guys Daqian and greet you guys. Where are they? Where did we meet them? Which unit? It's got to be a unit, because I don't see them on the map. I don't see a purple unit running around. Eh? How did they meet us? I don't know, actually. Anyhow, I think this is actually a good stopping point for the episode. Very long. It usually won't be 2 hours, but you just get the urge to keep playing one more turn. I think we developed quite nicely. I do want to fill out our settlement limit and try to reach 5 when we get a chance, but obviously we're rushing Haying Gardens as fast as we can. That extra population will help because we can get marble. We really should have gotten this a little bit earlier, but we just didn't get any of the tiles we're already 11 population. It's kind of hard to gain additional ones now. So we'll try to get that going. That should speed this up. We're still in the celebration, so everything's helpful. I think it's going to stay relatively the same amount of turns because celebration goes away. We lose that 15%, and then we gain the 10% back from this. I think it averaged out to probably the same. And once we get that done, we get another settler out, and then I think we actually will look for another wonder after that. We seem to be doing pretty good in our first city. The money, I don't think there's anything we want to rush in this. I think there is an argument to be made to try to make a second city. And Linz has enough resources for me to feel like this can be worth a good city here. And then we can do a town to support them, maybe over here. Or this location right here. We've been waiting for this for a long time. After we wipe this out, this might be our 5th right here. Because this can always wait. This can just be a resource grab. It's not that important. That's what we're looking at. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll come back here next time and continue with our antiquity age here. Only 22%, still a lot to go. So until then, bye!